I was about 8 years old, I used to stay up late on weekends while my parents slept. I loved sitting alone in the living room watching TV until I slowly drifted off on the couch. The house would be completely silent at night, except for the ticking clock on the wall and the wind brushing against the windows. One night, just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard a strange sound coming from outside. It was a slow metal creaking noise, like someone gently pushing our old front gate back and forth. At first, I thought it was just the wind, but the sound kept repeating over and over again. Feeling curious but nervous, I slowly walked toward the window and carefully pulled the curtain aside to look outside. Standing near our gate was an old woman I had never seen before. She looked extremely pale and thin, with messy gray hair covering parts of her face. She was wearing a long, dirty nightgown that moved slightly in the cold night air. What scared me the most was the way she was standing there, completely still, staring directly at our house without blinking. My heart started beating really fast, and I felt a sudden chill run down my back. I quickly ran to my parents' room and tried to wake my dad. I told him there was a strange woman outside our house watching us. At first he looked annoyed and said I was probably imagining things because I was half asleep, but I kept insisting that someone was really there. Finally my dad sighed and got out of bed. He walked with me to the living room and slowly looked outside through the window. For a moment, he didn't say anything, but then I noticed his face suddenly changed. He looked confused and whispered that the woman wasn't there anymore. I felt a small sense of relief until I turned my head toward the front door. My stomach dropped instantly. The old woman was no longer near the gate. She was now standing right on our porch, only a few feet away from the door. My dad quickly locked the door and told my mom to call the police. Before we could do anything else, we heard a slow knock on the door. The sound echoed through the quiet house and made my entire body freeze. Then we heard the old woman's weak voice from outside, asking us to let her in. My dad shouted through the door that the police were already on their way and told her to leave immediately. For a few seconds everything went silent, and then we heard slow footsteps moving away from the porch. About 10 minutes later, the police arrived and searched the area. They eventually found the woman 2 streets away trying to open the back door of another house. The officers later told my parents that she had escaped from a nearby mental hospital earlier that night and had been carrying a large kitchen knife with her the whole time. After that night, I never stayed alone in the living room again, and even now, whenever I hear a knock late at night, I remember the way that old woman was staring at our house.